Have you ever loved someone who felt emotionally unavailable, someone who pulled away just as you got closer? Or maybe you're the one who needed reassurance, consistency, and closeness, and felt too much for asking for it? What if I told you that there's nothing wrong with you and that the answer lies in your attachment style? If this sounds familiar, stick around and watch this video. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to recognize your attachment style, why anxious and avoidant people are so magnetically drawn to each other, why that dynamic is often painful, and how you can move towards security in love, work, and in life. I'll also be sharing my own experience of having anxious attachment and what healing taught me about myself, relationships, and self-worth. So what is attachment theory? Attachment theory comes from the work of psychiatrist John Bowlby in the 1950s. At its core, it explains how our earliest relationships, usually with our parents, shape how we relate to others as adults. When a child grows up in a consistent, emotionally responsive environment, they develop secure attachment. When a parent or caregiver is inconsistent, emotionally unavailable, intrusive, or unpredictable, insecure attachment styles can form. There are 3 insecure attachment styles in adults. The first one is anxious or preoccupied attachment. The second one is avoidant or dismissive attachment. And the third one is disorganized or fearful avoidant attachment. Today, we're focusing mainly on anxious and avoidant attachment because that dynamic causes the most confusion and the most heartbreak. So what does avoidant attachment look like? Avoidant individuals often present as independent, emotionally controlled, self-sufficient, and calm under pressure. But beneath that exterior is a deep fear of vulnerability, intimacy, and emotional exposure. Some of the common avoidant behaviors are ghosting instead of communicating, withholding emotions, avoiding difficult conversations, refusing accountability or refusing to apologize. And here's my honest take. Avoidance is not emotional maturity. Honesty is. The most powerful attribute you can have in life is standing in your own truth. When you're honest, you become authentic. When you're authentic, you become powerful. And the people who cannot handle your authenticity will naturally fall away. So my spiritual teacher and life coach once said to me very bluntly that avoidants are actually cowards. She's very direct and a bit of a baddie, but I see it slightly differently. If someone spends their entire life running from conflict, avoiding accountability, refusing to apologize, ghosting people, leaving behind a trail of hurt, betrayal, and unresolved connections, at some point, that pain comes back inward. As we age, the human mind begins to unravel. Guilt and shame don't disappear. They accumulate over time. Some people call that karma, but I call it psychology. And unless someone is willing to do the inner work, that can be a very sad and lonely life. So if you're watching this and you've been ghosted, discarded, or emotionally abandoned by an avoidant, send them a blue light for healing. But more importantly, protect your peace and move on with your life. So something that's important to understand is that avoidants don't only avoid conflict in relationships, they avoid it in professional settings too, such as the workplace. If they anticipate accountability, disciplinary action, or confrontation with a colleague, they often resign or disappear before any form of consequences can arrive. This pattern shows up across all areas of life, not just romantically. So what is anxious attachment? Anxious attachment develops most often from inconsistent or misattuned caregiving in early childhood. Sometimes love was there, sometimes it wasn't. That inconsistency teaches the child, I have to work for love. Some of the common signs of anxious attachment are fear of abandonment, low self-esteem, overthinking and hypervigilance, the need for constant reassurance, difficulty being alone, emotional dependency, and clinginess in relationships. Anxious people are deeply loving, intuitive, and emotionally attuned, but they often doubt their own self-worth. So on a personal note, I used to have anxious attachment style myself. I used to believe that I needed a partner to feel secure, feel whole, and feel happy within myself. But after healing my own childhood trauma and doing the inner work, I realized something powerful. I don't need anyone to complete me. And that can be threatening to people who want to be chased, want control, or want emotional leverage over another person. I don't chase anymore. I attract. So what is secure attachment? Secure attachment means emotional regulation, healthy boundaries, honest and direct communication, and comfort with both intimacy and independence. Over the last 2 years, I've done a lot of deep healing work on myself. I secured my future. I built emotional fulfillment through my family, my loved ones, the beautiful strangers that I connect with online through social media. I live in abundance, and I'm deeply grateful for that. I don't need anyone, and ironically, that's when the healthiest connections arrive. So why do anxious attachment and avoidant attachment styles attract each other, but ultimately clash? This dynamic is driven by subconscious childhood wounds. The attraction happens because familiarity feels like chemistry. The anxious seeks closeness, and the avoidance seeks distance. Both validate each other's deepest fears, and that creates a push-pull cycle where the anxious partner seeks reassurance and the avoidant partner withdraws. Withdrawal triggers abandonment fears, and then anxiety increases pursuit, which in turn causes the avoidant to pull away even further. So now I'm going to go through a step-by-step guide for how to recognize your attachment style. Step 1, observe your triggers. What activates you the most? Is it distance? Is it silence? Is it conflict? Or is it intimacy? Step 2, notice your coping strategy. Do you pursue or protest? If so, those are traits commonly associated with anxious attachment. And on the other hand, do you withdraw or shut down? If so, those are traits commonly associated with being an avoidant. Step 3, look at your relationship history. Do the same patterns repeat themselves in different relationships? Step 4, reflect on childhood dynamics. Was care from your parents consistent or unpredictable? And finally, step 5, ask yourself, do I fear abandonment or do I feel engulfment? Your answers will tell you everything. So why are anxious attachment and avoidance incompatible? So the anxious needs reassurance, whereas the avoidant needs space. In the end, both feel misunderstood and both feel unsafe. Unless both people do the inner work, sadly, the cycle reinforces insecurity rather than healing it. So can you change your attachment style? The answer is yes, absolutely. And you can do that through self-awareness, therapy, secure relationships, and conscious repatterning. Attachment styles are not disorders, they are adaptations, and adaptations can evolve. So my final message is, if you take nothing else from this video, remember this: your attachment style is not your identity. It's simply a survival strategy you no longer need. Healing doesn't mean being cold or detached. It means becoming secure, grounded, and self-anchored. And when you get there, you don't chase love, you attract it. Thank you so much for watching. If this video resonated with you, Please let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more healing content. Thank you so much. I love you. Have a blessed day. I'll see you soon. Bye.